Hey everybody, this is DM Mike with your next soundtrack recommendation for your fantasy campaign. Now today we're looking at the soundtrack for Ark by Gareth Coker, released in 2017. I've never personally played the game and honestly probably never will, but nevertheless was impressed with the music, both the original score and the DLC soundtrack you can purchase separately. This is essentially Jurassic Park music turned up to 11 and well worth your time and attention. Now the original album has 24 tracks and is available on Amazon for $8.99 and on Bandcamp for $9.99. This album doesn't have a CD release, so if you were hoping to get a hold of a physical copy, it's simply not available. Now, here's the reason why I want to recommend this entire album, especially the DLC album. We're not going to spend much time with that at all. Matter of fact, nothing. I'll give you a price tag maybe at the most, but what I want to focus on is the main album itself. And this is the perfect album for combat music. For instance, let's go ahead and highlight the combat music tracks. There are 11 tracks here out of an album that has 25 tracks that are perfect for battle scenarios. Track 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 10, 11, 15, 16, 17, and 19. All of these. And matter of fact, I think there's even a few more here that you could squeeze in that would work really, really well. As you can see, this is an album that is filled with combat music, and each one of these running about 2 to 3 minutes long. There's a heck of a lot here. Now this is an album that's perfect for any kind of jungle terrain. Let's say you're doing some deep diving into dungeons or like Indiana Jones style. We're going into temples, we're going to old ruins, we're going into rainforests, we're having maybe jungle terrain that's infested with dinosaurs. This is perfect for that. Matter of fact, if you're running Tomb of Annihilation, which I believe has a lot of dinosaur kind of interaction in it, this is the album for it. This and the DLC album, which has even more, like I said, even more combat music. This is what you need. If you want to have a theme that is running through your campaign that is consistent, that when they're going into the dungeons and they're fighting in the forest, they have a consistent theme that's running through all of this, these are the two albums to purchase. Now besides the combat music, there's two other tracks that I would like to recommend. Track number 14, I kind of saw this as a montage type piece. If you're going to do kind of a little bit of a long narrative to explain to people what's happening at the table, I kind of do this every once in a while in my games. I have montage pieces, a soundtrack that is running in the background as I maybe narrate them traversing over the terrain, like far as like riding horses or going from one city to the next. Sometimes I don't do it all the time, but it's fun to do. And track number 22, I see this as a huge epic final boss fight. Just has that kind of kinetic energy that you would need to introduce one final NPC to the battlefield. I use this battle music, of course, in my curated battle lists that are now, approaching 2 hours long. I've got plenty of battle music, but I'm always adding to it. But I typically like to use this stuff too in my radio dramas. Now I want to give you just a quick sample from one of my more, energetic radio dramas. There's a lot of combat going on. I can't remember the number of it, but it's called The Wyvern Assault. It takes place in chapter 7 or 8 of Hoard of the Dragon Queen. And in this scenario, the characters are on top of wyverns. They're flying in the sky down an ice-filled trench, trying to catch up to a flying ice castle. And right behind them are even more cultists riding wyverns with lances and crossbows and all chasing each other. And this is track number, I believe it's track number 16, called Broodmother. I just want you to hear it in context with a lot of energy and combat happening. All right, let's go ahead and get into it.
Up ahead.
From Althea and Cricket's left, a wyvern zooms in close to attack with a lance pointed directly at them, but abruptly slams into a spire, shattering ice and bone, sending the enemy into the depths below. Cricket laughs with delight as she aims her heavy crossbow and sends a bolt into another wyvern dropping from above. Althea closes her eyes for a brief moment, then casts a spell of heat metal at the closest combatant. Its occupant suddenly squirming in his saddle.
So there you go. I've got more samples, more examples of that. Matter of fact, I used a lot of this music in that radio drama. If you want to listen to it, you can go to my SoundCloud and you can find it easily. I think it's called The Wyvern Assault, and you can just listen to the whole thing and you're going to hear a lot of the Ark soundtrack in that. It's just powerful and kinetic. It's wonderful music. So anyway guys, that's it. That's all I've got for you today. You can see there's a lot of combat music, there's a lot of other tracks you can use, and there's even more stuff on here that I've not highlighted that you can discover for yourself And plus, there is the DLC album that probably would add another 5 to 9, let's say, combat tracks for your lists, right? So there's just a ton of stuff here. This is really amazing music. Gareth Coker's done a lot of great stuff. I'm finding he's becoming quickly my new favorite composer in video game soundtracks. He's got a lot of neat stuff. But if you're wanting to add a lot of combat music, a lot of suspense, this is the album for you. Add it, go get it, buy it wherever you want to on iTunes or Bandcamp, wherever you want to keep your music in one spot. Go pick this up and the DLC soundtrack. You will not be disappointed. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I got for you. I'll see you in the next one.